Yo, hey, what's up guys? In today's video I'm gonna show you how to actually use the Yannica Wixwell team without a Emic or a talk run. First of all, many people asked me about it, that's why I actually go on it, but it is more RNG heavy. That's kind of why I didn't do it in the first place, so I can save up my sanity a little bit more and have a great time. But I also know that not everybody has an Emic and all the setup in the world, so I'm giving you another way to do it. But it is kind of dependable on the champions you have on the end to go on. Nightmare is possible, no doubt. You need a couple of good champions for that one. And if you don't have the best champions in the world, you can basically do normal still, that would be okay. It just takes a little bit longer and your maximum damage output is maybe not as high as our other team that has the good champions. So let's jump into the team and I will clear out what I mean kind of with it. For example, many people are not too into Krisk, for example, like, oh come on, why are you showing that again? Like, wow, we know Krisk is working, but for hard and normal, probably a Krisk and a Brogni you don't need. Mikage is just imagine Mikage is any other buff extender. It's kind of just imagine it's any one of them. 3-turn cooldown. And for example, you could use a Anchorite. I always miss Anki. Right there. And then you can bring another block buffs champions. That is basically the best thing. You don't actually need a block buffs. Yeah, if you have any ideas and stuff, that spot right there is technically kind of free. I use block buffs, so we don't get provokes or anything and stuff, so that would be okay. But let's say Duchess, just for the sake of it. I used Duchess before. And now we can actually do like normal and hard mode. That wouldn't be so hard, but you're not supercharging your shield at the beginning. That's why you have to go on lower stages, so you won't lose your shield. But if you use a Brogni right there, then you can go on Nightmare, maybe even without a Krisk. I kind of doubt it, but could be possible. But you also could, instead of an Anchorite, could go Krisk. And it kind of could work for you. Kind of, you have to put a lot of brimstones. Keep in mind, on the test server, the rotations are basically different. And yeah, that's why in my rotation is a little bit different. I know on the live server how it is. And yeah, you gotta kill a head. That's at the moment a big problem. But you also could, kind of do it like that. And just hope you kill with a couple of brimstones and a ton of things. You could basically do that one. Or your Shamael is in there and he does a ton of work. And you could do it, but it is on the beginning a little bit harder. So it kind of depends on what kind of champions you have. To be honest, this was the wrong one. Let's put in the preset again. That's why I actually made it. And that one is, I think, the best one. We got Mikage doing ally attacks and increase buffs. So Krisk will put out the decreased speed more and more. If you get decreased speed in there, it is way better. So you can actually, decrease the speed and go more and more turns before get eaten, and RNG is less because you don't get eaten so often. That's why I actually put him in here. And Brogni is on the beginning super nice, so he can charge your thing. And even if you go lower stages, you can supercharge your shield, because he can, if you kill heads, that's what I mean, then you do basically a ton of charging. So I will show it on hard right now, and I actually on the video I did it on the normal mode. But I thought it's gonna be super hard. Every time I do videos and stuff, and when I do RNG, it literally takes me 4 or 5 hours, and that's why I went on normal, to save up a little bit time. But I will show you right now that can do higher stages. So the the beginning will always be the same. We are trying to not get our shield from Brogni. Brogni's doing you a protected shield. That's what you don't want. That's why Wixwell did the buff, the shield increase skill on the first time, and we have to kind of manual the next time and the next time, so everybody has a little bit more shield. Then he can do his block buffs, and those people, they don't get a protected shield. Okay, Wixwell did, but he is boosting about Shama and the blue head. That's why, but he's not the main goal in here. He shouldn't be getting eaten and stuff. And then the next one we will do, just give me a sec, we will go on Wixwell. I hope my resistance are maybe not as good on my Krisk right now. That's why actually I also didn't do Nightmare and stuff, but yes, we will do the same right here. Then we do a increase defense and go back on auto. And yeah, next time Brocken is coming around, increasing the shield so high that basically the heads, they don't have a chance anymore. And I know the live server is a little bit different, but it's technically exactly the same. You just get a super shield on the beginning right there, and it's looking really fine for you. And then basically we are just hoping to not get eaten on the wrong champions. And that's it. To be honest, that's it. That's what I did in the video, and that's what you should do. And of course, you need 3 buff extenders. If you have the question like, can I just only use 2 with Merciless and Reflex? No, you can't, because if you have 2 and you are totally dependable that Merciless and Reflex will happen all the time, that you do just main skill, like the buff increase, the other skill, and then main skill, the other skill, main skill. And if that doesn't happen for one time, you basically are gonna lose your shield and stuff. So that's why you can't. You need to bring 3 buff extenders plus a Wixwell plus Shamael. It's against the blue head. He's the best killer, to be honest, in this team right here. And the 6th, like the last spot, is kind of free, but maybe some people figure out another champion that fits super incredible in here. But Brocken seems like a really good fit. I think we lost our shield on our Wixwell, but that is due to him taking too many turns of the blue head. And at this point we can just easy give him a new, wait, does sometimes the bar and stuff, I think he lost his 1 shield, but he is maybe in your team the mischief head, so that shouldn't happen at all. So you kind of get screwed if that happened, but in my case also Krisk isn't there, and that's why it is okay for me. And we are just basically recharging the skill. And yes, we can recharge a shield all the way up, but of course you gotta think about it, that's gonna take a while and stuff like that. And in my example, I have a Krisk right there. He always has 10 buffs. So if he has 10 buffs and you lose your other shields, you gotta come back to 10 buffs on all your champions to get it actually, yeah, that the mischief can actually steal a set of buffs of another champion, or Krisk is always the target. And yeah, you can see already it is working, and we will get eaten, then we bring him out, then we will just put another shield. What I totally recommend on your DPSs, or basically all of them maybe, just put blood shield ring on them. So if they do a A1 or something and Brocken at some point comes in there and uses his skill, they will have another big shield where they can grow off again. And yeah, I will show you that it's actually also working on higher stages. But the thing is, I don't have at the moment the resistance on my Krisk. You get the hang on the beginning. We will jump now like in a second into a video I made where I did a couple billions. But it was a normal mode. I was just not trying to do, yeah, 2, 3, 4 hours for just showing off how it works. But you get the hang of it. It is RNG heavy on the end. Who gets eaten, who gets not eaten. Even if the mischief head, yeah, we got Terminator decreased. Even if the mischief head, like if you have 10 buffs on every champion, even then you kind of are RNG heavy, so that he doesn't take Krisk again, or your Wixwell or something that has high resistance. And yeah, this is Nightmare. Let me go ahead and Brocken, do your thing. Do your thing. Let's go. Do it. Do it so we can see. Ah, damn. Our buffs got so high. Okay, on the beginning it's kind of a little bit janky because of he didn't use his thingies and stuff. I think I will show you the presets now, and then we're gonna jump into the video where I actually prove that it's working right now. And yeah, you can see the shield, it is there. We got Brocken, it is way easier. If you don't have Brocken, Nightmare gets a lot harder. It's technically still passable if you really want to try, but then I kind of recommend hard mode. Brutal not so much, it's kind of the same, but yeah, you kind of know what I mean. Maybe Yannica does not have the shield right now and stuff. I can just switch around a little bit, make him a little bit more tanky, and then they will kind of keep it. But at this moment we gonna go into the presets and stuff. So we are in the run where we already charged our shield a bunch of times. With Brocken it's basically super easy on normal mode, because he can super charge, because you are killing the heads over and over, doing more damage. and it's way easier, so I was able to do it way earlier to do the knockdown. And yeah, we just charged up, freed our champion that had got eaten, and when they got eaten, I tried to make another shield on Wixwell. Keep in mind, it's gotta be Wixwell or it will be a protected shield, so I put Wixwell the shield again, and then Brockney extended it and like made it bigger, and then we just basically regrew it so the champions won't die anyway. So maybe they're not getting the buff stolen because you have one shield less than the others, but you just never die about it. That's kind of a good thing. And yeah, just checking about buffs and stuff. Should I do it? But let's go skip ahead a little bit. Mischief Head came back. I placed the interception on Yannica to make her a Mischief targetable target, but I also used the increased speed on my Krisk, so they actually have, she has also 10 buffs like Krisk. Sometimes Krisk is not the best because he gains 10 shields all the time. And when some champions in your roster, like in your team, have 10, you gotta be on 10 too on another champion. But if you have, for example, had like Anchorite in there, it wouldn't be so hard. You probably just need to put the intercept on Yannica, Mikage or something, and then he will automatically also will be a target for the Mischief. But with Krisk, it's kind of a little bit harder, but it is possible. So we're hoping, yes, Yannica got the shield the first time stolen. That is really nice. Let's go skip a little bit ahead. Oh, there was too much. So yeah, we don't have all the heads right now, and we are not so deep into the turn count right now. Keep in mind it's normal mode, so those turns are a little bit more than usually on hard mode and stuff. So he spread the shield on turn 87 on 3 people. And yeah, we were just nuking down because yeah, it is how it is, and we did 300 million. So we are kind of pretty close on the, yeah, it was 100 per head, so it's usually the cap is 320 or 30 or something, and that was basically almost there. And at this point we're just gonna continue and grow the shields a little bit more, let them come back. I think I put the intercept on Mikage, but then something like RNG, sometimes RNG is in your favor, and then something happened. And my Krisk, he got his buff stolen by 3%. I was kind of pretty happy about it, so I can just do it again. And right, we're hoping that all the heads going back. Yes, he spread the buffs already. All the heads are back. That is super nice for us. Keep in mind, don't use Mikage's A2 in that one right here. Maybe some will lose the shield. And yeah, we are on cap right now, and that's how we did it again. And also we went a little bit further. Yes, we are hoping for the right head. Let's see if he's coming back. No, he didn't come back. It's kind of why you want also lower stages to do it, because like if the head is not there, it's gonna be harder to bring him back. But kind of if you have Brockney, it is a lot easier. If you have Brockney, use Giant Slayer on Brockney. To be honest, it makes so much damage just over time. All your champions will have all the time shield, and they can proc just Giant Slayer all the time on those heads. And also his normal damage will be still nice, not nicer than Helm Smasher, but yeah, you can do a ton of damage just with Giant Slayer. And at this point, yeah, we are killing heads. We are hoping for the next head to spawn. Yes, and we got him again. And Mikage, we put intercept on Mikage, so she could be the Mischief target too. Oh yeah, we see it right there. And we jump a little bit further. A little bit. And yes, she got her buff stolen. That's what we want. And yeah, it's gonna spread it again. Hopefully on all those. Nope, it didn't. And waiting for the blow up. Yes, let's do it one more time. And here we go. We got 2 billion damage. And this is the end of my run. And I tell you why. Because Krisk will have now 10 buffs all the time. And he has not a shield anymore. So he's gonna be the Mischief target. And I don't think we can get those buffs yeah, I just check it right there. We don't get any more buffs out of it because we don't have that initial shield from our shield set. That is just gone. And I think all the champions are kept now on 9 besides Wixwell. But Wixwell also has resistance on him, so it's really unlikely that it's gonna happen. I was like to myself, maybe I can get it, but I on the end gave up. So I did it a little bit more, but the shields are just not the thing you have in mind if you just want those 300 million cap damage thingies. So, and yes, I just ended it here because it was way too long already. And yeah, here we go, 2.35 billion damage. That is super nice, and it can be done on hard mode. That is not technically too much harder with the team I have right now. But yeah, let's jump into those stats and stuff. Before we're gonna start to talk about the gear, I will talk about the speed quickly, about the speed ranges. Many people have that question. It is kind of a rule that you wanna have your turn order all the time the same. And how do you get it? You can do slow one, you can do 190 speed, and then your whole team will be super slow and the heads will take more and more turns. And it's basically don't what you want. So let's say you have a Wixwell on 250 speed, then you will build your teams around him. 20 speed more is okay, 20 speed lower is okay. So Wixwell is 250 and Mikage can be 230, and it just depends who is the fastest and who is the lower, like the lesser faster one. And so like when Mikage has one champion in front of her with 232 speed, that champion will go always in front of Mikage, but it will go after Wixwell because it's just a slower champion. And on the end you just have to decide your turn order, who goes first, then who's gonna come in next. Maybe you want your Chris on the ending, or you want him on the beginning. It kind of depends what you kind of up to. And yeah, and let's talk about the gear. And also, we have a Shamael right now. He's gonna boost Wixwell, but Wixwell has a reflex and merciless. That's why he can actually be super nice in that spot. Even if he gets boosted, he gets more procs out of his thingies. And yeah, let's talk about Mikage. She's just in kind of a broken set, perception, and just to make the speed right. She is 255 speed, and yeah, she needs to be kind of defense. You want defense on your champions and also accuracy and stuff if you want to, like if you want to use her skill. I don't need to, but if you want to, it's okay. Masteries, they're basically all the same. You just, wait, I kind of forgot. Ah, she does not have masteries right now, so whatever. Yeah, just avoid things that give you turn meter and everything. That should be okay. Wixwell. I thought he doesn't have masteries too, but no, we do. So he has a reflex and not a merciless? Huh. Oh, no, he does. Is that merciless? No, it isn't. Like, Alright guys, so you don't actually need merciless to make it work. I take that back, alright? It's just one more thing that can make it more stable, and I would totally recommend it, but you don't need it. Alright, so boo, why are you saying like that? We need it, boo. It's just making it better, but like I said always on the beginning, like you can do reflex, should be okay too, but it's just not as good as merciless. And why do I don't have... Who cares? Like, okay, alright, that was Wixwell. Wait, did I show you the speeds? And yeah, and like I said, the speeds right now are not so. If I go on Hydra right now, it's just a little bit faster, but it is technically the same speed order. Like if you base around your team 290, it is even better for you. The heads will take less turns, and on the end, yeah, it will just be safer for you. You're just faster. That's okay. If you get going slower, then just you have to consider that the bosses will take more turns and stuff. And yeah, Shamael in my case is pretty sick, I have to be honest. Like he's +4 and blessings are not all the way up, but he is kind of a nasty damage dealer, and that's what I would recommend for you too. Just have him be a damage dealer so he can do actually the damage. It maybe depends a little bit on you. If you don't have a Brogni, then you cannot do damage wise so much, because yeah, you don't get the shield smashed up so high in the beginning, and you might need like more defense and stuff, and it will maybe not be the nightmare mode for you. That's kind of what I'm referring to in the beginning. So yeah, let's talk about like here. We do have Giant Slayer, totally recommended on a... Actually, he has that one. Yeah guys, you should avoid that one, and that is not the best thing in the world. You saw it was possible, but probably because of reflex procs, and sometimes he went 2 times or something because another champion, he just overlapped another champion, and I technically don't know why I have it right now, to be honest. I don't think I have it on a live server. So who else was in the team? Krisk. Let me delete the other one, and let's go into Krisk. He does not have a bunch of stats right now. That's why, for example, my Nightmare run wasn't my example, because his stats was just not there. I have him accursed, so we can actually target that one head that is gonna eat your champion, probably. And you want to free it up, so you can actually target him. Those are the stats. Resistance is not really there. Masteries are right here. And we went down resistance. And yeah, that shouldn't be there too, to be honest. What am I doing? I think I used like another Hydra team where that was like super important or something, but those two shouldn't be there at all, so he's just not overlapping. And yeah, not the best showcase, but yeah, it is how it is. I'm sorry, but just don't use that one. But you saw it's working too. It's like not, yeah. I don't know if I showed you already stats. I have to check quickly who was in there. Brogni and Yannica, of course. Wait, wrong one. Brogni. He has a damage set, fully damage and refresh and stuff. At least the stuff I had. Speed to 30 and yeah, crit damage a little bit and stuff, and the masteries are like that. I have Giant Slayer on him, that's what I told you, that makes a ton of damage just by reflecting damage, putting Giant Slayers out there. And yes, I think that was it. And Yannick, of course. Not Yannick. Yannica, I'm sorry. Dude, I'm sorry. And yeah, we have a shield set on her because at some point you need a shield set, and you could put a cursed set on her, put a shield set on Krisk and something like that, but at some point you need a shield set on one of your champions. Might be your Mikage or your Godseeker, what you're gonna use on the end. Kind of depends on you, but at least one shield set is needed. That is super important. The stats are like that, not really the highest in the world, just kind of speedy. Then crit rate is not totally up, but I got some, so I'm more likely to put a crit out there so we can get the perfect veil. Or maybe we're gonna kill the blue head and we get perfect veil anyway, so that doesn't matter too much. And the masteries are like that. We avoid a little bit damage here and War Master to actually kill heads. And yeah, that was all about it. It was a little bit more long driven, and maybe I didn't explain it the best way in the world, but you saw the example that is working without the Emic, but it's just more about you're patient about it. Maybe you get unlucky a couple times and you lose your mind, but maybe you go in there and just do it twice. I did it twice on normal mode. You know, it's normal mode and I get that one, but basically maybe hard mode would be the same for me and I just get the double on clash points and stuff. But yeah, the example is still the same, and you saw Nightmare can work. I just need to do it longer, but the heads are faster, so they take more turns, and it will just take a little bit longer, and I didn't want to go all the way, just 4 hours on it. And yeah, I think it's a cool team. Some people of you might use it. I think so. I totally think so that many people will use it because they don't have an Emic, and they will need something else, and that is something else that you can do, but you just need to repeat your runs a little bit more. And yeah, that was everything. Leave a like on the videos, subscribe if you haven't done already, and yeah, have a nice day.